everybody. It is Sarah with Purple Angel Oracle. Hope you all are having a beautiful day or night, wherever and whenever you are. So today I feel really energetically pumped, okay? And I'm very interested to know if any of you got this burst of just encouraging, hopeful, excited, enthusiastic energy. Because that's kind of how I'm feeling. Really, really intense. And I just feel, I've been getting so much confirmation from God, from my guides, my higher self, just over and over and over confirmation I've been getting. And I've always had a very deep connection to God since I was, as long as I can remember. So as a child. And no matter what horrible things I was exposed to or traumatic events that I had to endure, I always would hear this voice saying, I'm not going to let you down. I promise you, it'll all make sense. And that was God's promise to me, that no matter what I endured, no matter what I witnessed, the evil that I witnessed, it would all make sense one day. And God wasn't going to let me down. And that was literally the driving force in my entire life, because there's been many times I wanted to give up, call it quits. And that was just, it kept me going. That God was always with me, guiding me through this, as I'm sure, whatever it is you believe in, has been that driving force for you as well. That voice within you that keeps you going through the darkness. So, and it's a very hard thing. It's a very hard thing to say, yes, God created it all, the dark and the light. There's a purpose for the evil, because when you look at the evil and you get really deep into it and see what injustices, beyond injustices, there's no words for them, honestly. If you've ever been exposed to what the truth may be, that's a very disgusting, disturbing thing to handle. And to say, oh, there's a purpose for it. That's hard to say. That's a very difficult thing to speak, because as humans, and with our loving and compassionate and nature, we're full of light. That's a hard thing for us to comprehend. Okay. And I understand that, because I struggle with that as well, but I cannot deny that voice that has always guided me and said, there is a purpose for everything. And I promise you, it'll all make sense. It'll all come together. And I do want to share something with you. Okay. My husband and I actually watched this. I think it was posted at the end of January. It's kind of like a series on YouTube. There's 10 parts, and it's a kind of like a documentary, but I'm going to read to you. I'll put a link too down below. But it's documentary by award-winning researcher Janet Osabard. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. But it is so well constructed. There is so much information that you just cannot deny. And I go off everything based on my intuition, my instinct, what resonates and what doesn't, as well as that's what we should all do. Okay. But there's so much information in it, especially for people who are just waking up. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is, when you get into it, it's very disturbing. Okay. There are things that are hard to look at and hard to hear, but by the end of this series, and she states this at the beginning, that there's hope. In the last two episodes brought tears to my eyes, especially the last one, and gave me chills. And it was confirmation to me that that's what's going on. Okay. So like I said, it is very hard to accept there's a purpose to this evil. And I too question that. But I consistently get from God, and I have my whole life. Like I said, it'll all make sense one day. Okay. So if you haven't seen that documentary, definitely go check it out. I guess she's working on another portion. Okay. To continue the saga here. But there's a lot of information that she gathered And it's, it was just incredible the way she put it together. So yes, I will put that down below, and you have been warned. It is disturbing parts of it. Stuff that you watched, you might be like, like I sat there and got nauseous, and I'm like, I truly hope this isn't the truth. It's very hard to take in. Okay. Just wanted to state that. So I pulled some cards because I woke up feeling really pumped, and I'm like, I've been getting so much confirmation, and I'm like, maybe I'll get some more today. And yes, I did. Today I connected with my angels, with God, and with Jesus, Yeshua, the Christ consciousness, whatever you want to look at that as. He goes by many names. So the first one out was strategy. Okay. And I've said this so many times before that this entire process was strategically planned. It's been strategized, right? A strategy, a divine strategy, there we go, was put in place to bring us to a place going into the second card here of spiritual security and stability. Because the first chakra, Archangel Michael, the first chakra represents security, stability, just feeling protected, safe. And, we've been in a space for so long of that chakra being not aligned. So when it's misaligned, or I hope that's the right word, when it's out of place, right? That would be, you'd be feeling very difficult emotions, unstable, insecure, fearful about your safety, depressed, worried, having financial concerns, feeling like your environment's not safe, nightmares, terrors. I mean, that's where a lot of us have been, or in and out of that, okay, for a long time. I mean, just in my own personal reality, I've always been afraid of a lot of things, just very cautious, very cautious. And even with my own children, I'm watching them like a hawk. I'm always watching them. I'm very protective and have struggled with fear. And, I talked to my grandma, and she's like, your generation is just completely different, because she said back in the day, they didn't think anything of that. Toddlers, kids, I mean, they just let them roam free, go play. They knew they'd come home. You didn't have to lock your doors at night. It was just, everything was completely different. Okay. And it's because we've been climbing, the tension, almost like a volcano, just has been rising. Okay. The fear, all of that's just been building and building and building until it just gives out, explodes. Can't handle anymore. It's just like I mentioned about the resistance with the dark and the light. They're both climbing. They're both pushing against each other until you reach that point where it just explodes and all is balanced and comes together and makes sense. Okay. Which is what we're coming into. And that goes to the next card with it, journey, right? So yes, we've been on this ascension journey, but we're about to embark on a new journey. Okay. This new journey to eternal blessings, peace, and abundance, which is what the next card represents, the sun. Okay. Heaven on earth. That's what that sun represents. New earth, new beginnings. We're going on a new journey. We're graduating. There's so many ways to look at it. And actually, when I looked at the journey card, it made me think of the song Solsbury Hill by Peter Gabriel. I will put a link to that down below as well. Absolutely beautiful song. Very spiritual song. But it says, grab your things, I've come to take you home. Talking about spirit, of course. And then later on, he says, you can keep my things. They've come to take me home. So you're taking what you need with you and leaving the rest behind. Okay. We're coming into a new era. This is being confirmed for me over and over and over again, because God's making it a point to be like, don't doubt it anymore. This is it. This is my promise. It's being fulfilled. Here we go. Okay. And let's see. So I was going to read to you, because Schumann is actually at number 33 today, which is a very significant number to me. It always has been. To me, it connects me to Jesus, or the Christ consciousness. That's the number that I associate that with. And I'm going to read to you the message for number 33. And okay. And it, the one I found definitely relates to Jesus. It says number 33 has something to do with Jesus Christ. Yes, we can say that this number actually represents his promise of salvation. He gave this promise to humanity. Number 33 could also symbolize the God's promise related to judgment and rebellion of the fallen angels. Now, 33 is a master number. Mastery, okay? And what it just said there is, what have I been saying about promise? God's promise. There we go. Like I literally, when I saw that, I got chills. I almost started crying. And we've done the hard work. We've been doing this our whole lives, our whole existence. We've been doing this, and it's coming into fruition. And these are just the beginning stages, the uprising, the unfolding. We get to watch what we created, what God created, what we created. We're all one, like I've said. Wow. So incredible. We get to experience, you forget that feeling sometimes, and it's like we get to experience this in a physical body, all of our senses, all of the emotions, and what a beautiful thing. Uncomfortable, yes, uncomfortable sometimes, but very beautiful. Yes. Definitely a lot of chakra clearing still going on, okay? That goes for the sacred chakras of the entire planet, the chakras within us, the chakras within everything. We are clearing and getting all that junk out. The bad stuff, the stuff we don't want to feel anymore. We're getting rid of it, and that can be uncomfortable as it gets brought to the surface, as I've said before. So that's, I got one card from the angels, and it was all is well. Archangel Jeremiel, everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to, with hidden blessings you will soon understand. Okay? That sums it up perfectly. So in the darkness, behind the scenes, behind the curtain, a lot of stuff, a lot of hidden blessings were manifesting. Okay? A lot of work being done. It's like a flower that blossoms at night. Okay? And all is well. We're exactly where we need to be. We're doing the right thing. We're good. We're good. And actually, going back, I totally forgot to read this to you guys. As far as having a hard time accepting there's a purpose for evil, right? I'm going to read something to you that I found. And, I'm not religious, obviously. I mean, I'm a very spiritual person. And I'm not going to go into that, but I haven't read the entire Bible. Certain verses that get thrown into my reality, if I resonate with it, then I take it. If I don't, then I don't. But as far as like having a purpose for evil, I did find one part of the Bible that actually kind of brought a little clarity and relief to me. I still struggle with it, but let's see. This is what it says. The potential for love outweighs the existence of evil, especially if evil can only exist for a time. Evil is a side effect of love, and then suffering and death are a side effect of evil. God says in his Bible that this side effect is only for a time. Evil serves the limited purpose of establishing real love relationships between creation and the Creator, and evil will be done away with after that purpose is achieved. Okay? And then it says, and the world passes away and the lust thereof, but he that does the will of God abides forever. Okay? Like I said, these hidden blessings in the background, the flower blossoming in the night, during the darkness, through this darkness, okay, we've managed to live through the darkness, but we're holding that light. We're still holding that light. And the light's been growing. It's been growing and growing and growing in the darkness. So it's like the light is making itself visible. Wait, what's the term? What was I gonna say? Okay, now I can't even remember. It was someone, I read it somewhere and it summed it up perfectly. Okay, I remember now. The light is revealing itself through the very darkness that's making it visible. I didn't find the actual written where I found that, but I think that's what it is. And that makes sense to me. Okay. So yeah, I wanted to share that because that kind of helped bring some clarity to the situation here. I pulled one dragon card and it's the air and fire dragon, which it says expand your creative energies, harness your creativity, excitement and enthusiasm, communicate your passion. Well, that's what I'm doing today. I told you I felt very excited and very enthusiastic. And like I said, let me know if any of you got this burst of Christ consciousness energy that came in today. Air. Okay, I just had the page. Air and fire dragon. Oh yeah, that's because it's on pages 32 and 33. There you go, number 33 again. So it says here, air mixes with fire to ignite an explosion of creativity, enthusiasm, and aliveness. These dragons make us feel happy, excited, and sometimes a little unsettled or even overwhelmed. Right? All these emotions at once. At the same time, the element of fire transmutes lower energies and clears the path of our destiny, while air enables us to communicate our passion at soul level. Yes. And in the card, if you see there's a volcano and it has erupted. So there we go. We're transmuting these lower energies that have been brought to the surface, and we're clearing the path to our destiny. We're clearing the chakras. We're clearing the ley lines. We're clearing everything that's old. Okay. Because we're coming into these new blessings, this new abundance and peace. We're going on this new journey. Okay. And we're taking with us what we need and leaving what we don't. So I know a lot of the time it feels like I'm just talking about the same thing over and over. And I want to share the confirmations I'm getting. Because it affects us all as a collective. We're all connected. And I just love getting feedback. I love hearing where you guys are at. Keeps me going. So just let me know. And I'd love to know if this helped you in any way, or I'd love to hear about any synchronicities you've been seeing when it comes to animals, numbers, music. I love hearing it. I love you all. Thank you to all my subscribers. I just hit the 1K mark. Super excited. So thank you all so much. I'm so happy. I'm so blessed to be a part of this community of light. You guys are courageous and I love you. I will talk to you soon. Bye.